Hello students, good day all of you. Today we are going to discuss the characteristics of the WOOP, Object Oriented Programming Paradigm. My suggestion is before watching this lecture, please watch the lecture on FOP, Function Oriented Programming. Then only you can understand the superiority of WOOP. That is very much required. If you drive on a village road, you can understand what is the superiority of the tar road. If you drive on a tar road, you can understand what is the superiority of the express highway. Here, the evolution in the program you must understand. For this purpose, first you understand POP, then you come to WOOP. And one more thing, POP is subset of WOOP. That's why every time I propagate, first master over POP. C is a 100% function oriented programming language. First master C language, then you will be perfect over POP. Then come to Java. Java is a pure WOOP language, then it will be subset. So the knowledge of C will contribute not less than 50% for learning Java. The grassroots are at C. Many times I explained and all. Now you see, WOOP. While FOP is such a great system, why should we think of WOOP? That may be your doubt. No doubt, FOP is a good system. It also closer to real life system. But one deficiency mainly is in FOP approach, the main focus is on function. Secondary preference is given to data. First preference is given, first focus is on function. Second one is secondary focus on data. Actually, if you analyze that one fact, suppose you take an example 5 plus 9. In this simple example, simple calculation, 5 and 9 are data items and plus is a function. 5 and 9 are data items and plus is a function. Why it is a function? It is a symbol. What plus represents? You add two operands, two data items. That is a function. Which one should be given first focus, first priority? Data. 5 and 9 are given, should be given first priority, first preference, and plus next. Why? For the sake of data, for the sake of 5 and 9, plus was created, function is created. For the sake of function, data is not created. That point you have to understand. But in function oriented programming, as the name itself represents, name by itself represents, function is superior. That is the basic deficiency in that. This function oriented programming approach is suitable for small programs. Small program, very efficient, very simple. Whenever a big task is there, you analyze that and dissect it into subtasks and entrust each subtask to one or more functions. This is a wonderful model. You can easily understand and you can achieve simple tasks. But in the present scenario, as on the day, the programming has become so much complicated, so much because for everything we are depending on the computer programming. So it has become so much complicated. So POP, function oriented approach, does not have that much capability to satisfy the present day requirement. That's why advanced paradigm was required. Then the WOOP was created. Actually, this WOOP is not the brainchild of software industry. It is borrowed from the manufacturing industry. Manufacturing industry. So then it was borrowed from manufacturing industry and it was properly modified so as to be compatible with the software industry. So in this, what you have to mainly understand in object oriented programming, object oriented entire world is collection of objects. In other words, There is nothing in the world which is not an object. A human being, you are an object, I am an object, this fan is an object, that light is an object, the mobile phone is an object, bank customer is an object, bank account is an object. There is nothing in the world which is not an object. So, how can we get result? One object interacts with the one or more other objects and gets the result. Gets the result. Suppose I am an object. You are all are objects. Understand? What is there in me, I also do not know. What is there in you, you do not know. If I do not know biology, you do not know what is inside your system, how your system is working. The most amazing thing is we are most ignorant of ourselves and would like to study about the outside world. We do not know how our system works, what are the components, what are the organs in our system. Understand? How your system works, we never know. Understand? But we want to study entire outside world. Okay, that is a different theory. Here, my system is totally encapsulated, it is hidden. It is hidden. In the same way, every object, the contents are, the implementation is totally hidden. So, how we can achieve result? Through my interfaces. Now, let us take this example. I am a system, I am an object. What is there in me, I do not know, you do not know. And what is there in you, you do not know, I do not know. Totally, it is encapsulated, it is concealed, everything is hidden. Understand? By using my interfaces, what are my interfaces? My ears, eyes, nose, mouth, skin, legs, hands, etc. are my interfaces. And using my interfaces, I am giving lectures. Using your interfaces, you are grasping it. By that way, we are deriving a result. One more example. One more example. Now, a car is an object. What is there inside the car? Everything is hidden. Simply outside model we see. We see the design of the car, color of the car, other things we see. Understand? Then what is there in that? How it was developed, designed and developed, we never know. Everything is concealed. And a driver object, by using his interfaces, interacts with the car object. Interacts with the car object using its interfaces. What are the interfaces of a car? Steering, clutch, brake, accelerator, horn, etc. Now, then a result is generated. That is the thing. Bank customer is an object. Bank account is another object. Bank customer interacts with the bank account and gets the result. This is the model. In order to understand it deeply, little experience is required. Just try to understand that gradually, point by point, your knowledge is refined. So, object means always we think of physical objects. Physical object. Object means the word itself. As soon as object means some physical thing. Here, we are dealing with the programming. Programming deals with the data. That's why if I talk about student object, you should understand that student object should not come to you. His name, his roll number, his mark, his grade, his section, etc. The data relating to the student you have to take. Employee, data relating to employee you have to take. Bank account, account details, data relating to the account. The name of the customer, type of the account, number of the account, the balance, etc. data you have to take. So, anything, when I talk about an object, you have to take the corresponding data. Understand? You should not take into consideration of the physical thing. Our program does not deal with the physical thing. That point you must understand. So, for this purpose, one basic essential prerequisite is Whenever we speak of object, you have to think of a collection of data. You should not take into consideration the physical entity of the object. Understand? Our program does not deal with the physical entities, only data. Okay, that point you keep in mind. Now, here I have to tell you why object is little technically. For this purpose, you must know little C knowledge, because otherwise these concepts I cannot explain. These are not general things. And now, in object-oriented programming, by interaction of the objects, we are able to generate results. So, what is the basic requirement? What is the building block of the program? Is an object. Object. So, if we have to, so what we have to do? If we have to create any result and all that, we have to create object. If we have to create object means, first we have to create class. We have to create class. Why? You get it out. Why you get it out? First, I'll tell you in different fashion. You want to construct a building. You require a blueprint. What is the relation between blueprint and building? Just think. If you are able to get answer, you can get this thing. Object building is a reality, and blueprint. Now you see, building is a physical entity. If you want a building, what you require? First, you want a blueprint. So, first you develop a blueprint according to your requirement, then you construct a building. Here, now object is a physical entity, identifiable entity. So, we want our programs deal with objects. So, we have to create objects. If we have to create objects means what is required? Class is required. Class is required. First, we have to understand this concept very in a pragmatic way. You should not have any doubt, because based on this only all the concepts we learn. So, you must have this, you must be convinced with this, and then only proceed. 100% you should convince why this is required, because many students write to me, what is this object class? Every time we are confused. You study one book, you understand this concept in one fashion. You study another book, you are confused in different fashion. So that's why now this is the starting point. You should have 100% solid understanding over this concept and proceed. If you know C programming, so I have given a task to you. What is that? You create a variable age and store your age in that and display. Then simply you write age. Age, one variable you have to create. Then how you start with? You started with int age 20. Okay, forget about this. Int age. I told you to write your age. Why you bothered about int? I didn't tell you about int and all that. I told you about age. You create a variable for your age and then write it. Write it on the monitor screen. That task I have given. Why you should think of int? What is the relation between int and age? If you understand this point, then you understand this point. This what you call technically data type. This is a variable. Variable. It's a age variable type is int. Int. What is the relation? Actually, it will be fine. Just now think whether you thought in this angle or not. I do not know. Now you think it is a blueprint. What is int? Int means a set of characteristics are there. What are the characteristics? What are the characteristics? Int, it takes whole numbers. Int means it represents whole numbers. Which whole numbers? Either plus or minus or 0 also. So, that is one characteristic. Second one, it is having a range. Suppose depending on the computer, minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. This is the range. And we can perform certain operations like plus, minus, into, division, modulus, relational, etc. Certain operations we can perform. Understand? These are the characteristics. Int means it represents these characteristics. These are abstract. Abstract. Now come to age. Come to age. Suppose your age is 20. See, this 20, this is a reality. This is a concept. This is like a blueprint, but this is a reality. This reality, certain value is there. Then this value should be subject to these conditions, or this value satisfies all these three conditions. Actually, one is this is the whole number, positive, and this is within the range, and these type of operations you can perform. Understand? This is a blueprint. This is the thing. So whenever you start programming, you are doing that. First, whenever I tell a real thing, immediately you are creating a blueprint. Without blueprint, you start with a blueprint and you are creating a real thing. Understand? This is our programming behavior. Whether you think in this angle or not, now you must think in this angle and proceed. Understand? Now I want an object. I want an object. If I want an object means first what you have to create? Class you have to create. Understand? That is the first thing you have to understand. So now class is the blueprint of every object. Whenever you want an object, you have to develop the corresponding class. Just a few examples I give. Now I want to create an object called apple. An apple object I want to create. What is the blueprint? Apple is the object. What is the blueprint? The blueprint is the class that is fruit. I want an animal, dog. So what is the blueprint? Animal. Animal is the blueprint. Okay. In this way, I want a car. What is the blueprint? Vehicle. You should think in this angle. Now you see, vehicle. Vehicle means it is abstract. It is abstract. What is vehicle? Everybody knows. Vehicle is an equipment. It moves. It carries either goods or people. It automatically moves, and then it carries either goods or people. Now this is car, vehicle. Now come to car. Come to car. Car is meant for moving the passengers. Understand? So whatever characteristics the vehicle is having, all the characteristics car is having. Understand? Car is having, but for everything certain value is there. Certain value is there. This is suppose this is having four-wheeler. Car, it is having four wheels. So vehicle means it is having wheels. Wheels. Cycle is also having wheels. So here comes now. How can you describe it? Vehicle. Vehicle is having wheels. Wheels. That you can describe. Here, what you can tell? Car is having four wheels. Understand? Here it is abstract, but here it is a realistic. And one more thing, abstract. What is abstract? I have to explain. I ask you know what is vehicle. Can you draw the picture of vehicle? You know vehicle. Can you draw the picture of vehicle? You can't. Can you draw the picture of car? Definitely you can draw. In the same manner, let us consider other examples also. If I ask you to write the picture of animal, can you draw? Animal. Animal means you can define. You know what is animal. Animal is a living being. Living being, it is having 4 legs. It can eat, it can walk, it can feel. Like that, you can describe the characteristics, but you cannot draw the picture of animal. But what if I ask you to draw the picture of dog? You can draw because it is a reality. It is abstract. What is abstract? I cannot give the meaning. Just understand. Abstract. It is abstract. Then it is a reality. So fruit. Same way. If I ask you to draw the picture of fruit, means you cannot draw. If I ask you to draw the picture of apple, means you are able to draw that. So you understand that this is the class. Whenever you want a real thing, you must first you have to start with that. This is the blueprint. This is the reality. This is the blueprint. This is the reality. This is the blueprint. This is the reality. So all these blueprints are called classes, and all these realities are called objects. Whenever our program, Java program, the building block is object. So if you have to write any Java program, what you have to create? You have to create object, one or more objects. If you have to create object, means what is the prerequisite? You have to define its class. Class is an abstract. That's why it is also called abstract data type. Abstract data type. Now, this one in C, what you call int, float, char, and all that, primitive data type or primary data type. These are abstract data types. This point you have to understand because our study journey starts from here only. Class and object. So whenever you require an object, then first thing is you have to create its blueprint. That blueprint is called class. Okay. Now let us see the definition of a class. A class. Definition of an object, we see object or class. Then here it is better because we are starting from class. So I can call it as a class. Class definition. Class, every class consists of a set of data and a set of functions which act which acts upon the data Now every class is a collection of a set of data and functions which act upon the data and which are encapsulated as a single entity with a identifiable name with an identifiable name. One example, because it may be a little difficult for you, and through example you can better understand. So once again I tell you, a class is a self-contained entity. A class is a self-contained entity in that a set of data is there and a set of functions are there. Set of functions which act upon the data are encapsulated, are packed as one unit with an identifiable name. Now, one example you take. This is the room class. In the room class is made as one unit, is encapsulated as one unit. Hereafter, this is called room. In this, which data are there? Length, breadth, height. Okay, 3 data items are there. Now, I write functions. Calculate floor area. This is a function. Calculate 4 walls area. This is another function. You see that this is a set of data and set of functions which act upon the data. Now you see, calculate floor area function, which data it requires? It requires L and B, L and B. What it requires? L, B and H. It requires, it acts upon the data. Okay, now these are encapsulated as one unit. Here in C, if you take and all that, the main difference you see in function oriented programming approach, also same thing, same length, same breadth, same height are there, and the same functions are there, but those are not made as one unit. Data is separate, functions are separate. That's why you have to pass the data explicitly in function oriented programming. But what is the advantage of object oriented programming? These are encapsulated, these are made as one unit. There is a invisible package wrapper around it, wrapping data and functions which act upon the data, and with an identifiable name. Hereafter, this is called as room. Understand? This is the blueprint. From the blueprint, this is the blueprint. Now, room, a blueprint. From this, what you do? You can create objects. Which objects you can create? Now, you see, room is the class. From that, you are creating drawing room. You are creating drawing room. Okay, you are creating study room. Study room. You are creating kitchen room. See, now let us extend whatever elements you learn, gradually extend, then only you can understand that. Now you see room. Room is abstract data type. Now here, what is the length, what is the breadth, what is the height, you cannot tell. Then from this class, you created drawing room object is a reality. What is the length of your drawing room means you will be in a position to tell 15, 12, 10. Now come to study room. What are the dimensions of your study room? Means you are able to tell this is 10, 10, 10. Like that, this is the thing. So first we have to create, if you want these rooms and objects and all that, then first you have to create room. Once again, I will define this. A class is a collection of set of data and functions which act upon the data, which are encapsulated, means wrapped as a single identifiable entity and with a unique name. Hereafter, this entity is called room. In function oriented approach also, we use data and functions, but this encapsulation is not there. If you want to hide and all that, you cannot hide. These are open. Data is separate and functions are separate. And these functions, in order to act upon the data, explicitly you have to pass data. For this function, you have to pass L and B. For this function, you have to pass L, B and H explicitly. Understand? It creates a lot of problems. Here, such type of thing is not there. So, first the basic terminology. In this manner, you have to understand what is the basic term here. First one is class, second one is object. So, class is an abstract data type, int is a primitive data type. You understand? So, first thing is, if you understand the two concepts properly, based on my explanation, then other characteristics are there. Then we focus on that: encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, all that, data hiding, all that we can understand. Okay. Now, I will give you a wonderful example which enable you to understand the clear-cut difference between pop and whoop. Now, this is room example. For room, now let us write a C program. Let us write a C program. This is main. Now you see, you write data int L, B, H. Length, breadth and height. 3 data items you have written. Now, in C program, you have written function like calculate floor area. This is the function. For this, explicitly you have to pass L and B. Explicitly you have to pass L and B. Then this function calculates the floor area and returns. What it returns? It returns floor area. Let us take one more function. Calculate 4 walls area. 4 walls area. Now, what you have to pass? You have to pass 3 properties, 3 data items L, B and H, because the formula of this is L into B. The formula of this is 2H into L plus B. So, what it returns? It returns 4 walls area. Okay, this is the model. Actually, here also a C program, already I explained the definition. A program is a set of instructions. Instructions means you can understand as functions which act upon set of data in order to achieve a predefined task. Here, now you see, this is the data, these are the functions. A function is set of instructions. Understand? A block of instructions. So, now in this case, for every function, you have to explicitly pass data. For this, L and B are required. That's why you pass L and B. For this, L, B and H are required. Then you pass. This is like your neighboring flour mill. So, you have to carry grain and give it. Then only they process and give it. So, but these are not in the same body. Now, the same thing I repeat here. This is in C. Now, I write Java room. Simply, this is pop-up. This is whoop approach. The same thing I write. Verbatim, I write the same. Now, here also int L, B, H. Next, here also calculate floor area, calculate 4 walls area. But the difference you find, here I don't pass anything. It requires L and B, automatically it takes L and B, whatever it requires, and it returns floor area. Calculate 4 walls area, I don't pass anything. This is blank. Here you see, this is blank. Here L and B is there. This is blank. Here L, B, H are there. Now what it returns? It returns 4 walls area. Okay, that is the basic difference. How it is possible? Because these both are encapsulated. What is the class? A class is a set of data and a set of functions which act upon the data. This is magical. Automatically it requires, it takes whatever inputs it requires, that it takes automatically and return whatever output is required. This also the same. Then this is not a amazing thing. Now you know that your body functions like this only. Just with reference to your system, your body system, you understand this is you. This is you, your system, and you are an object. Already I told you. In this, in your body, which data is there? Just for example sake, I am telling you, because how your body is working, object oriented programming also, WOOP program also works in the same fashion. That I want to prove. Then you see, in your body, certain data items are there. Those are blood, water, and oxygen. Let us take in your body blood, water, and oxygen. Let us take them as 3 data items. And in your body, certain functions are there. What are the functions? heart, liver, kidney. These are the functions. Now, if you take this example, you know that everybody knows that your body consists of blood, water, and oxygen. Those are like data items. And you know that your body consists of inter alia uh, three functions: heart, liver, and kidney. Okay. Now, your heart does something. It requires some input. It requires some input. Are you giving any input to your heart? Your heart only, I am talking about your heart. Are you giving any input to your heart? So, let us say your heart requires A, B, C inputs. Whatever inputs it requires, it takes automatically. Okay, and it process and keep ready the output. Set of outputs, keep ready. Now, in the same manner, liver, it wants certain set of inputs, it takes automatically and keep process, make process and keep ready the output. Kidney also same. It wants certain set of inputs, it takes automatically, make process, keep ready the output. Your heart, your liver, your kidney, but you are not giving any instructions. Whatever data it requires, it takes automatically and it performs its process automatically and keep ready the set of outputs automatically. Every organ, every function in your body works like this. That's why you are able to survive maximum 100 years. Understand? Everything automatic. Now, this is a simple example. This is a object. Now, here, initially, I have given a definition for a class. A class is a set of data and set of functions which act upon the data and which are encapsulated as a single entity with an identifiable name. Suppose your name is Ram, then the set of data and set of functions which act upon the data which are encapsulated by your skin and self, it is as made as self-contained entity and with a identifiable name Ram. Understand? Now you compare this program, not this. This is C program. This is FOP program. This is a WOOP program. So how your body works in the same manner Java program, WOOP program works. Understand? What is the wonderful similarity among the? So that's why I'm telling you, WOOP system is very close. It represents very closely to real life system. So if you take anything, any object, it is like that. Now room object I have taken. A room object I have taken. Instead of that, some other object I take. Some other object I take. Some other object that is a bank account. A bank account I take. In bank account, what are the data? What are the data items? Name of the customer, account number, account type, balance. These are the data items. What are the functions? What are the functions? Deposit, withdraw, balancing. These are the functions. So, if you write an object, bank account object, then these functions automatically they work. Whatever data they want, they take automatically. They make process, they perform operations, they manipulate data, and keep ready the output. Keep ready the output. That is the thing. I extend this example little more because you should have a 100% clarity right now. So that is my intention. With these uh, examples only, you should form a clear idea. Once you know about the three things, one is what is the WOOP system, second one is what is class, what is object. If you understand what is the superiority of the WOOP over POP, that you must understand. Suppose this is a thing. You are a contractor. You have a contractor then you have to prepare quotation. So prepare quotation. This is the function. This is the function. Generally, on which data a quotation is prepared? Normally on floor area, four walls area, the quotation is prepared. So the same thing I write here. Prepare quotation. Then which inputs are required? Floor area is required, that is one input. Four walls area is required, that is another input. You have to explicitly pass these two. Then only it can prepare a quotation and gives. Okay. But in this case, you need not pass. So whatever inputs it requires, automatically it takes. It takes floor area and four walls area and then prepare quotation. This is the magic of WOOP. One should experience it. One should experience that. And if you want to understand the real superiority of the WOOP, this you have to see. And already in the beginning, I told you one thing. POP is the subset of WOOP. Now you see, same thing. Whatever data I am using here, the same code I am writing here. No difference. But you can find some extraordinary smartness, automatic. That is possible there. This is not possible here. Because of this, it creates complexity. Understand? From the beginning, it reduces the complexity in the program. Understand? But it retains the complexity. Every time you have to find out while passing data, you have to always take care of matching, mismatching, all that. Many precautions you have to take, compatibility you have to take, many things, but that is not required. Automatically it takes. So that's why first you study this. Now just the object oriented features and its smartness you have to understand. If you are able to drive the car on it is like a driving car on tar road. This is like an express highway. Express highway. You enjoy it. So many people, Java is having demand, they go to Java directly. C sharp is having demand, they go to C sharp directly. They miss this opportunity. And without having this background, if they go to this directly, their learning will be like a blind man walk. Already in other lecture, I have given that same example. Blind man like us, he does his job. You go to a shop, you go to a hotel, you go to temple, etc. and all that. For that, certain parameters are there in the particular way. If this side 5 meters, this side 10 meters, like that, certain calculations are there. According to that only, he can work. Suppose some road is blocked, he must take somebody's help. So these people who directly, without having C foundation, if they go for advanced languages and all that, I don't say they cannot perform any programs and all that. They perform. They never get confidence. They are tired automatically because they cannot enjoy programming. They cannot enjoy this magic. Understand? So whenever they work on particular things only, the basic thing is changed. Again, they have to take somebody's help. You should not be in a particular that pitiable position. Is really a pathetic position for a programmer because every time is under tense. So if you start your journey only with the 50% of the effort, you are able to learn WOOP. So this is the base. So you in learning, especially I am telling you, you follow natural methodology. You come from the beginning. So naturally you can understand everything and you can own it. Otherwise, it is artificial intelligence. Artificially you are learning. You cannot retain. You never achieve command. Lot of lapses are there. That's why you cannot achieve command over the subject. So with this, I hope that you could understand the four things. One is what is FOP, what is the FOP system, what is the WOOP system, how WOOP is superior to FOP system, number one. Number two, what is class, what is object, why we should create a class in order to create an object. This is a very essential prerequisite to understand other concepts in the same paradigm. Now, I strongly believe that you understood these two concepts in a pragmatic way. If you don't understand the two concepts, discussing the remaining concept is a futile effort. So, just if you have any doubt, once again you watch the lecture. First, you try to understand what is the class, what is the object. Now, I will introduce other four concepts: encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, and data hiding or information hiding. These are the main characteristics of the WOOP paradigm. So you have to understand each and every concept in a pragmatic manner. Everything you must own it. Actually, if you see this WOOP literature, just to study a number of books, then each book confuses you in different angle. That's why, in order to understand these concepts in a real aspect, then I took a lot of time. Now I could understand the truth behind this concept. That's why I'm able to give these lectures so as to be understandable for a common man who who is not a programmer. Okay, now let us come to encapsulation. Encapsulation, already I told you, with reference to this example only, I tell you L, B, H. The room example L, B, H. Second one, functions. Calculate floor area, calculate four walls area. These are the functions. Now, always you do one thing. Whenever concept is so complicated, don't depend on the text. You cannot express it. If you express it properly also, other the opposite person may not be convinced properly. He feels like it is a bookish or by-hearted stuff. That's why always take the recourse of a example. Based on an example you explain, then you will have a lot of stuff. You can speak, you can communicate very easily, and definitely you can impress others. So these concepts, without referring, just you delete from whatever my 1 hour explanation. You remove all these examples. It is quite abstract. As you like, you understand what I want to express and all that. It may not reach you properly. Understand? That's why I always take an example like this. Now also, in order to explain encapsulation, the third characteristic, now I am taking an example, room class, same room class. Then these are what I told you, these are encapsulated. Encapsulated means these are integrated. Encapsulation means you have to uh, understand that as a integration of data and functions. This was not there in a FOP program. In a C program, data is separated and the functions are separate. So here both are integrated, both are packaged like this. This process is called encapsulation. Already a person is an object I explained. In that, just a simple example I have taken: blood, oxygen, and water are the data items. Heart, liver, and kidney are the functions. Those are encapsulated by your skin. These are encapsulated by the skin. It is wrapped, it is packaged, so everything is hidden. You also do not know what are there in you. If you study some biology, you can understand that. Uh, Otherwise, you never know what is inside. Uh, we are the most ignorant of our. Understand? So here this is encapsulated. You should believe it. No, no, no. I don't believe. Believe also. Proof is there. We can show the proof. Already I showed the proof. Now in a same thing, if you write a C program with the same contents, if you write a C program, you must explicitly pass L and B to this function. You must explicitly pass L, B and H to this function. Now, why you are not doing this? Why you are not doing this means it is like your body system. That's why you are not passing. That's the first proof. Second proof. Suppose if you make them as private, don't bother about the other details and all that. If you want, you can make them private. Private means these data items are accessible within this body only, not from outside. Suppose if you don't make them private, outside elements can access it. If you know programming only, you can know that. Outside elements can access this LBH. Suppose if you want to make certain data as private, then you declare them as private. Then outside elements, up to that point, outside elements are able to access this. Now once you declare them as private, outside elements cannot access this data. So if there is no compound wall, how it is possible? Suppose you have a house in a ground. So there is no compound wall. If there is no compound wall, if you put a board, trespassers are punished. There is no meaning. Whenever a compound wall is there around your house, then you put a board, trespassers are punished, then it is meaningful. Here, an invisible compound wall is there. That's why if you make private, outside elements are not in a position to access it. Outside elements are not allowed to access this thing once you made them private. That's why, because of these two proofs, you must believe it is encapsulated, it is wrapped, it is packaged with a layer, with a individual layer. But if you see this layer for a physical object like a TV, a casing is there. For your body, skin is there. For a computer, a cabinet is there. For your mobile phone, one case is there. Like that, for everything, it is encapsulated within a this thing. Here, as this is data oriented, a invisible layer is there. That process is called encapsulation. Encapsulation means you understand it integrates data and functions which act upon the data as a single entity, packages them as single entity with a identifiable name. Hereafter, it is called as room. Okay, that is encapsulation. Next, abstraction. Abstraction. What is the meaning of abstraction? Look at the essential, ignore the rest. Look at the essential and ignore the rest. Actually, encapsulation and abstraction are complementary features. Two complementary features. Abstraction. Look at the essential, ignore the rest. Just I take up an example. Those are complementary features. Suppose you go to a market, vegetable market. In vegetable market, you can find 20 types of vegetables. 20 types of vegetables. Now, will you take all 20? You never take. You want to take 5. Let us say you want to take 5 types of vegetables, each 1 kg. So, what is our behavior? How can you describe this behavior? Look at the essential and ignore the rest. There are, even though those are 20 vegetables are available, each in the market, each available with 1000 a ton. Let us say 20 types of vegetable, each 1000 kgs are available in the market. That is the position. Now, what you are doing, what is your behavior? Look at the essential. You are looking at only 5. Okay. And you are not taking 1000 kgs, you are taking 1 kg each. That is, look at the essential and ignore the rest. That is your behavior. Now, what you are doing after that? You are putting all these 5 kgs of vegetables in the container. That means you are packing in the container. So, that is what you call wrapping. That is encapsulation. Just once again, I tell you what is your behavior. You see, abstraction and encapsulation are complementary concepts. So, you look at the essential, whatever you require, you have chosen, and put them in the bag. That means you encapsulate it. So, this is even an illiterate housewife also knows this. Her behavior now, her behavior is like this, but you are putting a label. This behavior is called abstraction. This behavior is called encapsulation. Okay. Here in programming also you behave like this. Just with a simple example, I tell you. Now, same room class we take. Same room class we take. Room class you build for several clients. One of your client is a floor maker. A floor maker. So, for him, which data you take? He always deals with the floor. He does not have any concern with the walls and all that. So, for him, you take L and B only. Okay. Now, which function? Here, several functions you can write, but you write only one function. What is that? Calculate floor area function only you write. Understand? Because it deals with the floor area. Suppose your second client is the painter. Then which data you take? You take LBH. Then it does not have any concern with floor area. What you want? Four walls area. Four walls area. That only you take. That only you take. Look at the essential. Ignore the rest. Now, what is your behavior? Just analyze that. You have two clients. One client is the floor maker. Second client is the painter. For both of them, both are dealing with the room only. Room only. For the first floor maker client, you have taken data L and B. For him, you take the function calculate floor area. But for second client, painter, you are taking LBH. Look at the essential. And you are not taking floor area, you are taking calculate four walls area. What is your behavior? Look at the essential, or otherwise take the essential, take whatever that required, ignore the rest. Your behavior is that. And then what you are doing? You are encapsulating. You are encapsulating. So, I think now you could understand what is abstraction. So, one more best example I give you. Two more examples on this concept, because everything you should crystallize the knowledge today itself by end of this lecture. That's why I am giving many examples. So, one more, two more examples I give on the abstraction and encapsulation. By that, you can crystallize the conceptual understanding of these concepts. Okay, now I will take a book. Book is an object. If you take a book object, just let us list out the properties. There are numerous properties. What are the properties? Length, breadth, weight, title, author, publisher, printer, language, GSM, that is a paper thickness, quality, and all that measured GSM, ISBN number, like that. If you list out all the features, there are around 20 properties. These are all like data items. Data items. Now, who will deal with the book? Let us list out the people who are dealing with the book. Let us take just 4 people. The first one, publisher. Second one, printer. Third one, librarian. Fourth one, student. Fifth one, waste paper dealer. Waste paper dealer. Now you see, 5 people are dealing with the book. Suppose these 5 are your clients. If you are a software engineer and if you have 5 types of clients, for all of them are dealing with books only. That's why you define book class only for all of them. But your abstraction, that is data abstraction and function abstraction are different. So now data, let us take a publisher. Publisher means he deals with the author, title, quality of the subject, language, etc. Suppose out of 20 features, he takes only 5 properties. Printer, 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 he prints the book. He does not bother about who is the author, who is the what is the subject, what is the standard of the subject, which class it is applicable. All that is immaterial. So what he bothers, what is the size of the book, what is the size of the book, what is the quality of the printing, and he bothers about different set of, suppose, 4 properties. Next, librarian. A librarian bothers about who is the distributor, what is the title of the book, who is the author, what is the price, what is the ISBN number. Like that, he takes around half a dozen features. Next, he come to a student. If you come to a student, the title and author and price and discount, he bothers about 3-4 features. You come to a waste paper dealer. Waste paper dealer also deals with the book. Then he bothers about what is the size of the book. If the size is bigger, it is beneficial for him, and he can give more price, and quality of the paper. Quality of the paper. So now we see how is their behavior. For all of them, you are defining book class only. Book class only, but depending on the client, your abstraction is different. You are looking at different properties, different set of properties for all of them, depending on their interest. And then you are now you are choosing and encapsulate. You choose their class, all book classes only, and encapsulate, encapsulate, encapsulate. So that is the thing. Look at the essential, ignore the rest. So in case of data, you do that. In case of function, you do that. In case of data, it is called data abstraction. In the case of function, function abstraction, you do that. We can define 10 functions. All 10 functions are not relevant for all the people. So AB functions only you can take for him. ABC functions you can take for him. A function only you can take for him. CD function you can take. Like that, depending on the client, you take different sets of the function. Already I told you. Already I explained one example. Painter. Painter means you take calculate 4 walls area. If a floor maker means you are taking calculate floor area. That is called functional abstraction. Here, finally, I give you one more example on the same thing. Actually, this is one word, you know that, a very popular word, screenplay. Screenplay also is one type of abstraction only. One type of. Look at the essential, ignore the rest. One best example I give you. Now, most of you know the film Gandhi. Gandhi. Gandhi story is 79 years story. He survived on the earth for 79 years. Now, Attenborough would like to picturize and demonstrate Gandhiji's personality is an outstanding one in the world. That is his object. So, he wanted to picturize. Picturize means maximum 200 minutes. 200 minutes picture he made out. Okay. So, in 79 years of the history of the Gandhi, let us take a minimum of 1000 events. 1000 events in 79 years of his life. All the 1000 events if he picturizes and average 1000 into 5, 5000 minutes, 5000 minutes picture he has to make, then no human being will see this. Understand? 5000 minutes film. So, what he did, what is his basic objective? He had to establish or demonstrate the personality of the Gandhiji is having outstanding personality in the world. For this purpose, he didn't take all the 1000 events. Out of that, out of that, maximum he has taken 30, 40. Let us take a 40 events from his life. Look at the essential, ignore the rest. Out of 40, uh, only 4%. Out of 1000, he has taken only 40. 4% of the things he has taken. Look at the essential. Ignore the rest. Ignore the 960. For example, I am talking about these 40 he has chosen and he described, he picturized in such a way all the 40 elements he showed and displayed. Then at the end of that, he achieved his task. What is his task? He wants to demonstrate, he wants to realize everybody that Gandhi is such a extraordinary, outstanding personality. He was successful. That in cine terminology, uh, in a cine parlance, it is called as screenplay. Look at the essential, ignore the rest. Here we call as abstraction. Understand? So you must understand that abstraction and encapsulation are complementary features, mutually dependent features, and abstraction means look at the essential, ignore the rest, ignore the rest, and now thereafter one the most important concept, that is totally a natural concept in real life what we follow, that is the fifth one is inheritance. Inheritance means how you can define, create new classes from the existing classes. Simply you have to understand that, create new classes from the existing classes. Actually, if you have to build anything, develop anything and all that, there are two ways. One is develop anything from the scratch to end, you develop on your own. Second one is you develop things by improving some other existing thing, or by adding some value to the existing thing, you develop a new thing. That is the second thing. So, in inheritance, you develop a new thing by using existing things. By that, you can save a lot of time and cost also. Here, if you develop anything from the scratch, what is the problem? Always a risky there. There is scope of error, scope of bug. But if you make some value addition to the existing thing, that risk is not there, because already the existing thing was used by many people. It was problem free. Now you are adding, you are making some value addition. That's why there is no risk, and you can develop it very easily without having bugs, and a reliable system you can develop. Just one example I am giving you: fax, copier, printer, scanner, modem. Suppose there are 5 softwares. So normally all these are required in a office. Required in a office. Now you got an idea. Why can't I develop 5 in 1? 5 in 1. Then now all these are available. Already these were developed and available. These softwares are available. But average people have to spend 50,000 rupees to purchase all of them. So you are able to give this mission for 15,000 only. Then it is an idea. Through inheritance you can achieve it. what you are doing? What is your, how can you describe your action? Develop new classes from the existing classes. Develop new classes from the existing classes. So, by that, now all these were used earlier by the people. So, those are reliable systems. Now, you developed a new system by assembling all functionalities in one. Because of that, altogether 50,000 rupees, your thing, you are available at 15,000. Suppose they occupy a lot of space and one machine is enough. It is having all the functionalities. That is the real greatness of inheritance. Actually, inheritance feature is not there in Whoop and all that, then it would not have been that much popularized. Actually, in POP, several limitations are there. That's why inheritance scope is very less. It is complicated. It is complicated. In Whoop, everything is independent. Already I told you, by interaction of, by creating interaction among the objects, we can create new systems. New systems. So inheritance is such a powerful one. Powerful one. It is just simply, it is like a natural one. So you, this is dad, this is son. So son inherits father's property. Son automatically inherits property, so father's property. In the same way, you see, this is like a father, a superclass, this is subclass. Every subclass inherits the father or forefather properties. So the same natural concept is a very powerful concept, and it brought fragrance to this object-oriented programming. So the inheritance is such a powerful feature. Because of that only, because of this feature only, industry is able to save huge money as well as uh, time. Time. So, but you should not take it wrongly that it is unconditional. Actually, here what I mean to say, actually there are certain conditions. There should be easier relation between the classes. Then only inheritance is possible. From a superclass, you can derive a subclass provided there is a easier relation. Easier relation means some nexus should be there between two classes. That means from room class, by extending room class, you cannot derive a student class. By extending student class, you cannot derive a book class. By extending a book class, you cannot derive a water class. Understand? So, where it is possible, just a easier relation is there, inheritance is possible. Just a few examples I give you. Is a relation, is a. Now, I write something, you can understand. Some are direct and all are not direct. Now, you see, dog. Dog is a type of animal. Car is a type of vehicle. Okay. Ice is a type of water. Vapor is a type of water. Cool drink. Cool drink is a type of water. Cylinder is a type of circle. Just you consider where easier relation is there, where easier relation uh, student is a type of employee. Now, if you consider all these examples, you can get a clarity where inheritance is possible, where inheritance is not possible. Easier relation we should establish. Dog is a type of animal, that is true. Inheritance is possible. Car is a type of vehicle, then inheritance is possible. Ice is a type of water. Just think. Water is whatever ingredients water is having, ice is also having the same thing, except one, the temperature. This is room temperature, and this is minus temperature, or otherwise this is plus temperature, this is having minus temperature. That is the difference. Vapor. Then this is having water is having room temperature. All the ingredients vapor is having same, but it is having some boiling temperature. Above the boiling temperature it is there, then it will become water becomes vapor. Now it take cool drink. Cool drink is a type of water. The base in the cool drink is water. Then the temperature is reduced to minus, number one. Number two, certain essence are added into the cool drink. Okay, then it is possible. Cylinder is a type of circle. Cylinder is a type of circle. Just you get it. You think practically, then you can understand. Now, this is like this. Now I have coins. Each coin is like a circle. Now you pile up the same size coins one by one, then height is created. That what you call cylinder. So indirectly you have to apply your brain. So all may not be direct. So cylinder is a type of circle. Take a coin as a circle. You pile up coins one by one, and then cylinder is formed. Next, student is a type of employee. Actually, if you take student and employee, certain common data is there. That is like name, age, roll number, etc. But but this is inheritance. You should not do that, because only few data items are common, but the nature of employee is different, and student is different. That's why inheritance you should not do here. So you have to find out the difference. Find out the difference here, because suppose employee is having 20 data items, student is having 10 data items. Then out of that, if you analyze, there are 4 common data items like a name, age, qualification, etc. Because of that reason, you should not inherit it. Understand? So, first easier relation established, you can go for inheritance. Inheritance is such a powerful feature. If inheritance easier relation is there, we can go for inheritance. By that, we can create new classes from the existing classes. This is the most powerful feature in the WOOP. Next, next important concept is, this is totally implementation oriented. By description, you may not understand the real smartness of polymorphism, but in actual environment, polymorphism is a wonderful feature. Polymorphism means one interface, actually the meaning multiple forms. Just if you take verbatim meaning, multiple forms. Actually, real meaning, descriptive meaning is one interface, multiple forms of implementation. That is the meaning. One interface, multiple forms of implementation. With the 2 examples, I will explain. Because without having programming knowledge, then you cannot understand this concept well. That's why 2 examples I give you. First one is household mixie or food processor. Household mixie, what you call always the mixie. But by changing the blades, you are able to use it for different purposes, as a wet grinder, dry grinder, a scraper, a juicer, and many ways you are using. So that is called one interface. It is a mixie, and you are using it for different forms of implementation. That is a real example for polymorphism. So other one is tractor. you call it as a tractor only always. Then here you see you can use it as a carrier, as a generator, as a pump, as a harvester, as a cultivator, as a digger. Many ways. Annexers you change, but whatever may be the annexer, you call it as a tractor only. That is polymorphic feature. With whether you can understand or not, with one example I can give you. Suppose here shape, one class name is shape, a class name is shape, and from this what you derived, and the shape class is having a function, that is draw shape, so shape class is the superclass, so it is having one function called draw shape. From this you derived a subclass, its name is square, and you derived another subclass, it is circle. You derive another subclass, it is triangle. Now easier relation is there, just inheritance, this is inheritance, already I told you, easier relation is there only, you can make inheritance. So square is a type of shape, circle is a type of shape, triangle is a type of shape. Here our context is different, polymorphism, one interface, multiple forms of implementation. Now the superclass is shape, and subclasses are three subclasses, independent subclasses: circle, square, and triangle. So this is like a father, these are like children. Understand? This is father is having a function, draw shape. This is father's property. So automatically you are entitled for your father's property. Your brother also can entitle your father's property. Like that, these three are entitled for this function automatically. Automatically. Now you see square. Square get called draw shape. Rightfully it can call, and circle class called draw shape function, and triangle class also calls draw shape function. Okay, one thing, draw shape they don't have, but their father is having. Automatically you inherit your father's property. In the same way, these are the children. These are the children. These are parent class. These are the child classes. So the children automatically they get it by inheritance property. How you get your father's property, these classes also inherit the properties like this. Now square draw shape. Square calls draw shape. What is drawn? Square is drawn. Circle calls draw shape. Same function. It draws circle. Triangle calls draw shape. It draws triangle. Understand? This is a wonderful model. One interface. In all cases, one interface only, draw shape, but multiple forms of implementation. In implementation, it is different. That is a magic. You can wonder, you can enjoy the magic of object-oriented programming. That is called polymorphic feature. You understand that one interface, multiple forms of implementation. So finally, data hiding. Data hiding is required. Just with a simple example, you can understand why data hiding is required. Data hiding or information hiding. Actually, relating to you, I take some data items. What are the data items? Your name, your telephone number, your property details, your personal secrets. 4 data items I take. Will you treat all the 4 data items alike? Your name, anybody can know, nothing wrong. Your telephone number is not a public information. For a limited circles only, you give your telephone number. Okay, your property details, it is not a public information, and you may know, or you may share it with your family members. Your personal details, personal secrets, that is exclusively belong to you. You may not share with the outside world as well as with your family members also. This is the way. All data are not alike. Certain data should be hidden if you want. So certain data you make it public. Certain data you want to limit it to certain groups. Now I tell you, just these are best example: name, telephone number, property detail, and personal secrets. Name, anybody can know your name. Telephone number, limited circles, your family member, your colleague, and outside some people who are having a relation with you and all that, who are dealing with you and all that. Property details, then you and some of your family members or all of your family members. Personal secrets, you may not share with anybody, including your family members. So that is the way. That is the way data should be hidden. Understand? So these are the main characteristics of the WOOC. So it is a wonderful concept. Just believe me. Once you complete POP and come to WOOC, you feel it is a magical programming. One thing, once you have the programming background, only you can enjoy it. Understand? Otherwise, it is Greek and Latin. It is a big headache. Understand? So try to enjoy programming. And finally, what I request you is just I want your feedback. Now, what you feel, what you are expecting, if you find something more, if you specifically mention, I can provide it. And your feedback is negative also, I don't mind. I don't mind. And you give your mails to me with your feedback and what you are expecting from me also. You tell me, I am for you. I can provide. I want to share my knowledge with you. Because of my system, you should get a career. It is not a big thing and all that. Already I told you in other lectures and all that. Just 5 months. 5 months you earmark, and whatever you do, whatever may be your background, and you follow my system, and whatever service you are missing through my system, just write to me. It is an input for me, and I want to transform your study room into a university. Ultimately, you have to get an international certification like OCJP, and through that, you should get the career. And the basic objective of my system, I am telling you, one person gets career, one family gets support. I need not go to roads. Simply, I sit in my room and write things, develop things, and I in my studio, whatever knowledge I get, just I share with the entire world. So be aware of that, and please propagate about this system to others and all that. By that way, and you can help others. You can help others to for their prosperity and to achieve a career on their own. Wish you all the best.